Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another episode of FMLPK. We've decided to go with
On
this
Zoom.
on Zoom because of the cases spiking and the risk and social distancing and being responsible and all that. So, well, that's pretty much the only reason why. So let's get straight into it. Game week 7. Again, an early kickoff, Friday, October 30th at 11:30 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. So be sure to get your changes in before that. And, Champions League fixtures this week. So something to keep an eye out and consider before we make any of our changes. So I'm going to first start with Salman over here. How'd you do previous game?
Bad. Really bad. Yeah,
And
I think the average points for this week were really low, but so not at all happy with the returns.
48 points.
Yeah, and I got 41.
You got 41.
So the first week where I got less than the average points, and I took a -4, made 2 changes, which I normally never do, and it never works out. So I think as a policy, I shouldn't do it. So
Okay.
I got in the wrong players, both wrong players, and I shipped out one wrong player. So
I think switching Mitrovic for Mbappe was not.
No, so I didn't do that.
Choice.
Sorry, that was right. Mbappe over the season is going to score more goals. He's going to be more consistent, so the returns will be higher. The temporary, or let's say the short-term mistake that I did was I shipped out Wan-Bissaka, assuming that they're going to concede against Chelsea, and in his place I brought in Kilman from Wolves, and I kept Trent Arnold because they were playing Sheffield, and Sheffield don't score much, but it flipped on its head. Wan-Bissaka kept a clean sheet. Sheffield managed to score. And Mbappe didn't do anything. So that's how fantasy is, or that's how football is.
So I'm just looking at your team right now and wondering, what are your plans for next week? You have
Trent
one
goes.
transfer.
You're
dropping
transfer.
Trent.
I'm dropping Trent.
And who are you considering?
So I'm 80% sure that it'll be Chilwell. If not Chilwell, then Zuma. The only reason why I'm considering is the cost factor. Otherwise, Chilwell is a far better prospect than Zuma is, considering potential attacking returns, which Chilwell can give. It's just what I plan to do over the next 4 weeks. That will determine whether I keep Zuma or Chilwell, whether I bring in Zuma or Chilwell. But in all likelihood, it will be Chilwell.
Okay. So I just wanna ask, why not 100% Chilwell? I mean, Zuma seems like a terrible choice to me.
Yeah, he scored 2 goals. He's got more bonus points than Chilwell. So he's got overall more points than Chilwell. So I don't know how he's a horrible choice. But if Chelsea keep a clean sheet, Chilwell gets 6 points and Zuma gets 6 points. So it's just the attacking returns. Zuma has 2 goals. Chilwell has two assists and a goal. I've been relatively lucky not to have any City players. Having said this, at any point in time, City switch and they go mad. I won't have the money to bring in any City midfielder.
I get that, but let me just tell you how Zuma is a bad choice. You asked me this question, I'll tell you how. Chelsea, we all know what their defensive problems are. Okay, and if you're going to keep a centre back, like how many times do you think the Zuma is going to get in the box over a season? How many goals do you think he's going to score versus the way that, let's say, Chilwell plays and how forward he gets? And with Chelsea, and when you're investing in a centre back, at the first premise I think that should be there is that they are going to get some clean sheets. And Chelsea have just not been great this season or last season defensively. I mean, just over the last 2 games, Chelsea have conceded the most goals due to errors. Okay, and it's because of Zuma. And yeah, I mean, he scored 2 goals, but he's not going to score more than 4-5 goals in a season. Chilwell is definitely like if you're looking for a like-for-like replacement between Trent and another player, then it's Chilwell. I mean, Zuma is just a totally different type of player, you know. So, and I get your point with the money and stuff like that, and like the way with not being able to invest in any City players. But I think with your team, looking at your team, you could shed, like, let's say the likes of DCL maybe at some point if he is not firing, or even one of Son or Kane or Grealish, you know. Like you'd get the money, you could make the money somewhere, but Zuma is just like a non-starter because he's not going to get clean sheets, dude. Then what's the point of having him?
So, no. If Zuma isn't going to get clean sheets, neither is Chilwell. So
but Chilwell is going to get attacking returns. I'm talking about you're talking about a Trent versus you have Trent in your team. He's not getting clean sheets, but you have him because of your attacking potential, right?
Okay. So DCL has the highest number of goals so far this season. Taking out Kane is just impossible.
I'm not saying taking out Kane. Okay. I'm talking about when City assets start firing. You have to see if all your assets are firing, right? Then why do you need City assets?
No, but Salman, just one step.
No, wait. This is so the wild card comes into play either in 2 weeks or 4 to 5 weeks. So I need a player who can come in for those 4 or 5 weeks. Then the wild card comes in. The wild card has to come in December.
But why do you have Trent in your team then even?
It's a mistake. I've had him since day one.
But why did you pick him in the first place?
Clean sheets and attacking returns.
Okay. And why did you persist with him while Liverpool were not keeping clean sheets?
Because I had other problems to fix.
Threats. Because of it.
Because of other
attacking threat, right?
No.
I mean, that's why I had him in my team, because I want returns out of him. Zuma is the type of guy who's going to score 4 fucking goals a season, dude. That's it. 5 maximum? And he doesn't have clean sheet potential. It should. What I'm saying is you're on the right track with Chilwell, but it should be 100% decision, dude. There should be no doubt in your mind. Please don't fucking put Zuma in your team.
I'll tell you
what I'm saying. I'm begging you, don't put Zuma in your fucking team, man.
Omar, okay. This is what you said about Werner. Thank God I took out Werner. This is what you said about Pulisic. Thank God I don't have Pulisic. So,
okay.
What
did I say about Pulisic?
You've had Pulisic since day one, and we've been arguing over Pulisic, and he hasn't done jack all.
Okay.
Werner, I think, has scored 3 goals in 6 or 7 games. So he's been a waste of money at 9.5.
He's got 2 goals and 3 assists.
Yeah. And there are players who are cheaper than him who've had higher returns. Yeah. So this debate is endless.
Okay. But I also said to take out Trent last week, and I did.
Yeah.
So I was right about that, right? What I'm saying is, you have Trent for a certain reason. You should be going for a like-for-like player. I mean, you're on the right track. Yes, I should get a like-for-like player who's cheaper, who has same attacking threat and similar clean sheet potential at this point in the season, what we've seen so far, and I save money. But on the other hand, I could put this dud in also just to save 0.7 million. I mean, Zuma would be a horrendous choice, is what I'm saying.
You want an elite defender replaced with an elite defender, basically.
Yeah, man. You get what I'm saying, right, Murtaza?
Well, I just wanted to tell Salman this, that Chelsea restricted Man U to just 4 efforts on target last game. 0 big chances. Since Chilwell has made his debut of game week 4, Chelsea have kept 3 clean sheets in the last 4 games of all competitions. He's the highest scoring defender in the last 3 game weeks with 27 points. He's attempted 9 assists, and that's only behind Grealish and Bruno. Chelsea have the lowest.
I mean, it's comparing apples and oranges, dude. There's no comparison between the two. I don't understand that तुम कह रहे हो हाँ मैं Chilwell को रखता हूँ बीच में से Zuma कहाँ आ गया? That's what I'm saying, dude.
Done.
Chilwell. Okay, I'm glad we got that sorted out.
No, we haven't got it out. I will still decide and then make my change, but let's move on.
Okay. And so don't be upset, okay? Don't be upset.
No. It's not about being upset. It's about the fact that I have wanted to take out Trent Arnold from game week 3. I haven't been able to take him out because of the other reasons, and I've kept him because of his clean sheet potential, which has failed me every time. And this time he goes for sure. And it depends on my next 3-4 moves, whether Chilwell comes in or Zuma comes in. If there is a need to bring in Sterling, then maybe I do need to bring in Zuma and get that 0.7 free so that I can get Sterling in for someone. So those are. It's not a 1 game week decision; it's a 4 game week decision, which I need to.
Yeah, but aren't you going to wildcard in after game week 8 or no?
No.
Oh, you won't? Okay.
No.
So then that makes sense, okay, for you in that way. So when would you give a wildcard then?
December, probably mid-December.
What game week would that be?
Yeah, I need to.
Well, he has to do it before 16. 16 is the last.
No, isn't it the new year?
Yeah, so
isn't
that's
December
16.
28th the last time you can use the wildcard?
Yeah, that's game week 16. So
16. Game week 16, okay.
Yeah, it'll probably be between 12, 13 or 14. Depending on how the team is performing. I need to make 4 changes in my team. That's what's in my head. And I can make that over the next 3 weeks. So it's not an emergency situation right now.
Okay. So you're like definitely thinking way ahead.
So game week 8 certainly, post game week 8 certainly not.
And do you see City assets firing going forward?
Not right now. I mean, apart from Sterling, maybe Foden, but Foden is a relatively cheap asset who I can bring in anytime. And with Aguero out, Foden replacing him this last game week, I think Foden will start regularly. And Aguero is out for a month.
What are you doing with Justin? Keeping?
Justin, yes. I have to take out Trent. He's blocking a lot of money for me. He's at 7.4. He's lost value. He's the most expensive player, the most expensive defender in the league. He's just blocked my money. I can't do anything.
Definitely.
So I need to.
He definitely
he's top priority. Yeah.
He definitely goes.
You don't want to
If Foden, no. The Liverpool, no. If Foden, if I decide to bring in Foden, then Chilwell comes in. Because it's I don't need the money to bring in Foden.
All right. So who's your captain then for this week?
Son or Kane, one of the two. They're playing Brighton at home.
Son or Kane, yeah. Those are excellent options, dude. I think I think that this game will be much different from the Burnley game, and the way that Mourinho probably set up to deal with that Burnley game. So, all right.
So I had Kane as my captain and Son as my vice captain. I'll probably switch that this week.
Okay.
But it has to be one of these two.
Brighton,
so you're keeping an eye out. City play. What's that?
Brighton, I know, has been losing, but defensively they've not been bad in terms of.
They haven't been bad.
Yeah. It's really crazy. I mean, their defensive numbers are pretty decent, but I don't know. They've just somehow managed to concede goals. Yeah. So. All right. And anything else, like any other sort of player, like a differential maybe you're looking at?
I don't think Bamford is I don't think Bamford is a differential anymore. He's a must-have. I was about to get him. I got Mope. The only reason why I didn't get Bamford is because he was playing Villa with a very strong defense at home, all of that. So Bamford is someone I'm really keen on getting in my team. So in the next 2-3 weeks, either Mope goes out and Bamford comes in.
Okay.
So yeah.
Then Leeds has been offensively the second to Liverpool in terms of shots.
Yeah, Leeds have been super, man. They're just outperforming all expectations. They're the Sheffield United of this season.
Yeah,
And they, in the last 2 game weeks, they have 40 goal attempts, and 11 shots on target. I mean, they're doing well in like every department.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would recommend bringing in Bamford for those who are thinking of changing strikers. Bamford should be the guy coming in.
Leeds,
All right.
He's scored 6 goals.
Leeds XG as a team is higher than Everton's.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Leeds have been a surprise and a half.
Okay. So on to Murtaza's team then. Murtaza, tell me what you did last week and how did you fare?
Skip it. I took a -4 because of the injury, only to find out that he was back in training. So I sat on him throughout the international break, and then I had to get in Son and Kane. So I had to maneuver some assets, and that meant Jimenez was out, KDB went out, and Son and Kane were in. So 42 points.
No, you got Grealish. You got Grealish in last week. Son, you got the week before.
I got in Grealish, yeah.
Yeah.
I took out Souček and Jimenez for Grealish and Kane.
Okay. So
Then I had Luca Digne for a -2, so the second red card of the season for me after
that's rough.
these French guys just go and get me, man.
Who was the other guy?
Martial.
Martial was the first red of the season.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, obviously things didn't work out for you too well this week.
No.
And remind us, who was your captain last week? Salah, blank, man, could have scored. Very unlucky not to score, like marginally offside.
Jeez, man. Even that last one, he should have scored when Mane was pissed off, not having passed to him.
Yeah.
But
So
I've got a lot of issues, man. Trent is on my team. I've got Podence, who I need to get out. Luca Digne, even though I just mentioned he might be gone just for 1 game instead of 3.
So yeah, his suspension has been reduced to 1 game apparently, as per Murtaza's sources. All right, so maybe you'd consider keeping him then and just riding this 1 week out, or no? He definitely goes.
I don't mind. I want to give, I don't know why, but Trent another game, and 2 changes next game week would be nice.
Okay. And then who would those changes be?
Podence is definitely on it, even though he looks damn good during the game. But
Yeah, he's really good. Unlucky, man. He's the guy is really fast and he's good. He's got skills. It's just unlucky that he's not been scoring.
he's all over the place. Every time he's in the box doing something.
Yeah.
Getting pulled for strategic reasons for Traore. And so, although he's doing his job, I mean, he was in there to get me 3 points on average. That's what his job was, and he's been doing it. But I guess there are better assets with West Ham's fixtures are turning starting game week 8. I think after Liverpool, they go on a very good run. So
I think West Ham, guys, you can get in right now. I mean, the way they're playing.
Yeah, although they're up against Liverpool next, who are also leaking a lot of goals. But I don't want to.
I mean,
I don't want them against on my trend, so it doesn't make sense. But I will definitely invest in.
And you're gonna get in who again? Chilwell as well.
I'm very tempted for the reasons I just told you, and it makes sense. I mean, like you said, if you're replacing a premium defender, he's the guy to go to. Chelsea have a decent fixture coming up. I was thinking Villa, but I still want to see more of Villa. I don't want to go dump Trent for a 4.5 or a 5 even. And
okay.
Do you have a Wolves defender?
I don't. But
So maybe Saïs is also someone you should look at.
so they're saying between Saïs and Kilman, it will be decided once that guy is back. Who's been on Marcel?
Marcel is not injured. I think the change that happened is Vinagre has moved out on loan. And Kilman has come in his place. This Marcel is not injured. I think he played the first game and he hasn't played after that. So Saïs and Kilman are playing their own separate positions. But Saïs has gotten attacking returns. He got the clean sheet yesterday or day before. I think yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and again the price differential is 0.7. But Chilwell is a better prospect than Saïs.
And City starts firing because I like a couple of guys there. Cancelo is good. I think who's this new guy Diaz? Is it Diaz?
Yeah.
He looked good. I don't know, but with the rotation, who stays, who goes. Cancelo had 7 touches in the box last game week. He looks good. Another guy I was mentioning to Omar, Lookman from Fulham.
Yeah. Lookman used to be in Everton, I think, if it's the same guy.
He was very springy. He had the most shots amongst midfielders, which is 6 last game. And so those are guys, budget guys to look out for. West Ham, good schedule. I think form-wise and schedule-wise, you got to go for either Everton, Villa or West Ham in the next 4 game weeks. They look the best. And Chelsea, I think. Chelsea is also good.
Okay. All right. And so we're just going to get back to captains. We just discussed that real quick. But so I'm just going to pull up my team here real quick. And I took a -4 and made 2 changes as well. Son. I got in Kane for Mitrovic, which was proved to be like the right decision. And I got Lamptey in for Trent, which didn't work out for me. But had I kept Trent, that would have not enabled me to get Kane. So it was the change to make for me. And I did all right. I had 55 points. Now, I don't see any such issue with my team based on the fact that I'm going to play my wild card after game week 8 right now. So the only change that I'm about 50% sure of making is I'm going to drop Timo Werner. And I have like a bunch of different options to contend with, because it's been 6 game weeks. Pulisic, I'm more comfortable in keeping because of the eye test. Since he's been back, he's looked like the more livelier of the two, and he looks like the guy who is eventually going to break through. And Werner,
He hasn't done shit last game.
Bro, he almost scored, dude. He's the one who had more chances. Did you not watch the game? The game only had 5 chances, 2 of which Pulisic had. He was making the runs. He was definitely dartier. And with Werner, he got 2 goals and an assist last game, like the previous game. But it really depends on how they're set up. If they're set up to attack, yeah, sure, Timo Werner looks great. And he might get the goals. But I don't know how Frank Lampard is going to set up his team. And I'm hoping that the Champions League fixture is going to give me an answer to my question about what type of game he decides to play, the more conservative approach like he did with Man United. And obviously, I feel like it was a must or a not lose game situation for them. So maybe they played that way. But I think I can jump on the Bamford wagon for these 2 game weeks till I play my wild card and basically have money in the bank and not really lose out on too much point potential.
Yeah, Bamford is a good choice.
Yeah. So
you save a ton of money by bringing in Bamford for Werner.
Yeah, and I have DCL and I have Kane, on my team.
Yeah, sorted.
Well. So I think I'm pretty sorted. Then just looking at the fixtures also, like, I'm not sure like how Bamford will do against Leicester at home next. And then Crystal Palace, that is like my only deterrent right now to that fact.
Yeah.
Because both these teams like
tight defenses.
Yeah, I mean, they're not the worst defenses, like some of the other defenses that we're seeing lately in the Premier League.
I also think that in the last 2 game weeks, the number of goals that have been scored in the week has gone down because of lack of penalties. I think the first 2-3 weeks was absolutely crazy. 7-2, 4-3, 3-all. So that has slowed down. And Crystal Palace isn't keeping a clean sheet. They're conceding one goal a match, and that will probably fall to Bamford. But you might as well hold on for another couple of weeks and bring him in for the.
So then my other option is I can get. I mean, the way that Southampton are playing, they play Aston Villa and Newcastle. So Danny Ings. They play Aston Villa away and Newcastle at home. Now I know Aston Villa has done well defensively, but I mean Danny Ings is playing very reasonably in my opinion.
Picture proof.
That Southampton has conceded the least amount of big chances of any team over the past 4 game weeks.
They kept a clean sheet. And I had Ryan, who was playing, and McCarthy on the bench. I had...
Southampton have only conceded 2 big chances over the last 2 game weeks. And they're definitely in the top half in terms of that number also. And again, like, they've conceded 3 goals over the last 2 game weeks. So...
Southampton are
who
really
did they play
bet.
last 2 game weeks?
Everton.
So they played Everton. So they played Chelsea and Everton. They kept a clean sheet against Everton, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, they won 2-0.
So they only conceded those 3 goals to Chelsea, who have been very good attacking-wise, as we know, for the most part of the season, except for the last game.
Ings got both assists.
Yeah.
So Ings is a really good choice for the next 2 game weeks. If you're planning to use your wild card after that, Ings is a better choice than Bamford.
He almost had a goal there in that game.
Yeah. My only concern is, going forward, like, should I somehow be persuaded into not playing my wild card and hold on to in game week 8, because I might like want to have a wild card now that you have mentioned that you might have it. For some reason, I'm like, maybe I should have my wild card, like not play it too.
No, you plan to use your wild card before the international break?
No, right after. But I might not play my wild
card
now.
So I
so that
I was going to ask.
You only
So कोई चीजें मैं ठीक कर लेता हूं. I was going to ask you, why are you using your wild card? Because 7-8 players are solid. If it's a matter of 3 players, 4 players, then save that wild card for another couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I mean, you have Son, you have Son, you have Kane, you have Mane, DCL. So the goal scorers are sorted. You're going to get rid of Werner and maybe get Ings or Bamford. If you get Ings, he's as good as Bamford is. Apart from that, in the next 3 game weeks, you can change 4 players and be sorted. I mean, even if you use your wild card, what are you going to do? Keep DCL, keep Son, keep Kane, keep Mane.
My plan is to get rid of Holding. Because,
Holding you can get rid of.
He's out for at least, I think, till the end of November. So I want to get rid of him. I feel like I've made a mistake with Lamptey.
No. So Lamptey have a good defense, and he's gotten some attacking returns, and he's cheap.
Not because of Lamptey per se. It's because of Brighton. Like, yes, they have all the numbers and stuff like that, but they're being unable to keep clean sheets. Like, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
And like they've just been sort of the team where they look better when they play, but they just haven't been getting the results. And I don't. So that tells me something is missing from their team or this season or whatever it is. And I don't want
But
to.
He's 4.5, right?
4.7. He's 4.7. And I already have 2 Brighton players.
You've got
besides
Trossard as well,
Zappy.
right?
To West Ham or a Villa defender.
Yeah, I would like to jump to a West Ham or Villa defender, and I would like to keep ideally one Arsenal defender as well.
Gabriel.
So let's
Gabriel
see.
is at 5.1. But,
Yeah, I don't want to spend 5.1. It has to be a 4-point-something guy.
Zuma.
So Arsenal doesn't have a below 5 defender.
All
outside
right,
of holding.
Let's see what I do with him. So, all right, let's talk about captain picks, man. So you mentioned that it was going to be either Kane or Son for you.
Yep.
All right, and how about you, Murtaza?
It's on Salah. It might switch to Kane, but I think Salah at home. I want to
against West Ham.
Against West Ham, that's the thing. So who's looking better and better? And they had catch and they've come out the best. Amazing.
So this team that I've showed was the way that I plan to play this week, minus sans the change because I haven't made the change right now. So in my team, it's Mane right now. Who's the captain?
Nice. Who paid off last week?
It did pay off last week with the 2 assists he got. And I'm leaning towards...
He had a goal or 2 assists?
2 assists, 2 fantasy assists. He was credited with 2. I think Opta might have credited him with just the 1 assist, but the game, he got 2 assists.
His header rebounded, right? When he took that wasn't an assist.
So yeah, I think that was a good pick, and I like the look of Mane versus again West Ham. Yeah, and the reason for that is because that he plays on the left-hand side, right? So over the again, when I look at the stats over the last 2 game weeks, West Ham's the most chances they've conceded are from from their right-hand side. Okay. So that's like one way of looking at it, and that's why I chose Mane over anyone else last week because I felt like who did they play again? Sheffield, right?
No.
Huh?
Yes.
Who?
Liverpool played.
Liverpool played Sheffield and conceded.
Yeah, so Sheffield are terrible on that side as well. So, I mean, that's my thinking right now. Obviously, I'm also thinking that Kane or Son wouldn't be bad captain choices, in my opinion.
I have a question. Are we making a move towards KDB again? And how?
I am not right now. I'm not.
Have you seen?
I'm not thinking about it.
Just starting game week 10. Just look at the ticker. Game week 10.
I agree, and I just saw that ticker is good, but see, because I'm dumping Timo Werner, so that opens like a host of ways for me to get in KDB in my team. How much is KDB right now?
11.5 back to Ridge.
11.5, right? So I can just look right here right now. If I drop Werner and if I, let's say, jump on the Bamford wagon, I can easily drop Pulisic then if needs be and get KDB. And that's the second cheapest midfielder that I have. So that's what I'm thinking.
Nice.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm going to do that right now, right away. But yeah, dropping Werner, the other reason is to open up, like, to do something in the midfield later on down the road.
But if you don't do surgery in the midfield, why are you dropping Werner?
No, if Pulisic doesn't start in the next 2 games or 3 games, and I feel like KDB is back and firing and fit and the fixtures are looking favorable, then I could do that. Or I could even, that would be my move.
Yeah, I agree with Salman. Like, if we can hold on to a wild card till we see Man U, Man City assets start firing, so we can spread that.
Yeah, waiting for like a different trend to emerge. and then capitalize on that post the international break when other people have sort of already used their wild card, or a lot of people will, I imagine.
I mean, if from now you see 5 changes in your team, then there's no point in using a wild card. Might as well take -4 for the next two game weeks. But if you have to change, let's say 8 players, then for sure you need to use your wild card.
I don't think I need to change 8 players right now.
Then you
maybe
then you can think of keeping your wild card.
2 or 3 transfers tops.
Yeah, then you can keep your wild card, or at least think about keeping your wild card for another couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Past 300 points, right, Omar?
No, I don't think I am.
Yeah, you're
I
at
don't think
2.5 million. You're okay. You're okay, man.
Yeah, I don't see how many points I have. Oh yeah, I'm past 300 points now. Yeah, so I increase in the rankings, overall rankings, but like our own little mini league is where I drop places again, even though I close the gap slightly.
Too early.
And I'm getting
ranking, man.
Yeah, I know, but it's when you have to listen to that asshole fucking harp on about how well he's doing with his 400 and goddamn I don't know how many fucking points. I start panicking. I start panicking sometimes.
His crazy luck has changed.
I mean, we'll see, man.
I said that before the game week.
Man, the guy has Chusofied every guy's point. Like Kilman get 23 points, he owns them. Come on.
Kilman, but that's going to change. He's the Aguero switch that he made is
will
just
be his demise.
It's
it
the
will
first.
be his demise.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll wait till next week and see if that holds true. And good luck to everyone. Keep an eye out on the Champions League fixtures before you make your changes. And again, a reminder:
and Europa.
Friday, Europa
Champions League and Europa.
Early kickoff. The other thing is, most of the teams were not traveling last week, so the reverse fixture they're going to be traveling this week. So something to keep in mind and figure into your this thing. 5 out of 6 teams playing in Europe last week were playing home games. That means they're playing away games.
No, not necessarily, because these are group stages. So everybody should check what they're doing. It's not the round of 16. It is possibly true that 5 out of the 6 are traveling, but it's not the reverse fixture. It's just the group stage.
Okay. All right.
So we'll have to see it team by team.
Yeah. All right. So good luck, and that's it.
Cool.